Okay girls, we're going to get started into our stretch this evening. So we're going to start upper body and then gradually make our way down. We've got use of our PVC pipe, we've got bandage stretches. We're going to have some weighted stretches as well today. So our first stretch, we're going to go to the triceps, the back of the arms. So we're going to pick up our kettlebell, so 10 kg. From there, press the kettlebell over the head and then just control down. You want to just lower the kettlebell to the mid-back, okay, and you feel that weight into the tricep. Do you want a wee bit of a lighter weight? If you go for see the pink kettlebell, the 8 kg, so you should just feel that weight pull you into that tricep stretch. You want to try and keep the forearm as close to the body as you can. So the palm should be facing the back and the knuckle facing away. So the palm facing the back. So Alice, you turn your palm to face the back. So see the way my palm's facing in? Okay, and we're going to hold that position for a further 30 seconds. So weight goes up, just let it drop down and palm faces the back. Okay, last 10. Okay, release that out. Switching sides, same on the opposite side. Oh, you okay? Okay, so if you go for a lighter one as well, if you go for a lighter weight, is it alright? Just drop the slip down. So again, if you just spin that kettle around, you want the palm facing the back, the knuckles facing away. I'm going to hold there for 60 seconds. So again, forearms tight to the head, elbow pointing up towards the ceiling, and just relax into that position. Let the weight pull you into the stretch. So we're going to start with the smaller muscle groups and make our way to the bigger muscle groups. So triceps, shoulders, mid-back. We'll make our way down to the lats, lower back, and then into the legs, hips, hamstrings, and glutes. Okay, further 20 seconds in this position. Just taking a couple of nice deep breaths there to lower the heart rate, especially if you just finished your P5 session. Okay, gently release that out, just dropping it off to the side. Okay, so we can just set the weight beside the rig for now, and we'll come to the weighted stretches again at the end of our workout. Okay. We're now going to bring ourselves to a half kneeling position. So you want the left side of the body, side onto your rig. The left side of the body, side onto the rig. If any hooks are in your way, you want to just take the hook off. And set it down on the floor. So this stretch is aimed for the mid-back. So if you sit at the desk all day, the mid-back, the muscles in the mid-back will be tight. They tend to round your shoulders. Movements like this is going to help you with the posture and alleviate any tension, stress you have through the backs of the shoulders. So we're going to bring the shoulder just beyond the line of the rig. Shoulder just beyond the line of the rig. From there, you're going to fully extend the palms out in front. You're going to clasp the palms together. And we're going to perform what's called a T-spine windmill. So we're going to bring the arm closest to the rig itself, up, over. Okay, you feel the squeeze of the back of the shoulder, and then you reset that starting position. Try not to touch the rig. Trying to keep the arm as close to the rig as possible. So again, we slide up, over, and then reset that starting position without touching the rig. So you should feel that real squeeze to the back to the shoulder on our windmill. You can also do this T-spine windmill on a wall or on the floor. Okay, we're going to go for 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Reset that starting position. So this one again, if you want to just look here, we start off with your palms together. Okay, this is our bow and arrow stretch. Again, engaging the backs of the shoulders. We'll slide the leading hand to the inside of the elbow, and then from there we rotate round and reach as far back as we can. We'll reset the palms together and we'll repeat that process again. Slide inside of the elbow, reach round as far as we can, and reset. So that slide inside of the elbow allows the shoulder blade to glide back, and then that rotation allows us to find a stretch. So slide, squeeze, extend, and you're just following the eye line to that hand. Lovely stuff. We're going to go 3 more. Slide, extend, reset. Slide, extend, reset. Once more. Good stuff. So we're going to switch sides. We'll do the same on the opposite side. So this time we're going to go down with the left knee, the right side of the body in line with the rig. So if you try and just bring the line of the shoulder just in front, or the shoulder just in front of the line of the rig, you'll have the hands out in front so that when we come over, we're having to work to keep the bicep close to the ear. If we don't keep the bicep close to the ear, we'll hit the rig. Okay, so we got to keep it tight to the body. If you move yourself a wee bit closer, Anita, just shuffle in a wee bit closer, yeah. Okay, so we'll go through around 10 reps there. So when you're ready, you perform that windmill. So that right arm, yes, stays close to the bicep. You reset. Palms together, that's it. So as we bring the arm up and over, try not to lean off to the side. So that rig is just a guide for us. It forces us to keep the arm close to the body, forces a contraction through the backs of the shoulders. Two more. One more. Good stuff. Okay, we're going to go palms together. We perform that bow and arrow. So we slide the furthest hand away from the rig to the inside of the elbow, and then we reach round, rotate, and then reset that starting position. Slide, rotate, reset the starting position. Okay, 3 more. Really let that shoulder push back before we rotate round. Shoulder goes back, rotate. Okay, give me 1 more. Well done. Releasing that out, now we're bringing it into more of a stretch. Those were just contracting, and at the end range of the movement you will find a stretch there, but you're contracting those postural muscles to improve your posture with the T-spine windmill and the rotation. So we're going to get ourselves a purple band now, a purple band. So if you're on this side of the room, you might need to slide the TRX out of your road. Right, we'll swing the purple band over the top. Yeah, I'll give her a hand. Yeah, right. Yeah. Is there? There we are. Right, so we're going to go for our shoulder to pec stretch. Yeah. So we're facing away from the rig. We're going to set the wrist in and give a thumbs up to the person in front of you. Turn the palm to face the band and grasp on. So wrist in, thumbs up to the person in front of you. Turn the palm to face the band and grasp on. We're going to walk ourselves forward and fully extend the arm up over the head. From there, you're just leaning forward slightly until you feel a squeeze to the backs of the shoulder. If that arm excessively shakes, you're putting too much tension through the shoulder. We're holding each position here for about 30 seconds. So we're starting the backs of the shoulder. As we bring the hand to the wider position, you'll feel the stretch running down through the bicep and into the pecs. Okay, good stuff, girls. So we're going to just drop the hand out. So if you imagine a clock face, you're going to, if it's your right hand, you drop the hand out to around 2 o'clock. If your left hand, you drop the hand out to around 10 o'clock. Once you got that wider position, the arm, the shoulder that's attached to the band, if you drive forward, rotate yourself around to feel the stretch run down the bicep into the pec. If you're just standing straight, you might not feel as much of a stretch. If you just work into it, you're going to get a lot more from that movement. You can play around with that position. You know, maybe try and bring your hand a wee bit wider and see what that feels like. You've got control of each of your stretches today, just looking for the stretch and making it work for you. Good stuff, girls. Switching sides, same on the opposite side. And wrist goes in, give the thumbs up to the person in front of you, turn the palm to face the band, grasp on. Walk away from the rig and the hand extends over the head. You want the arm nice and long. You want the bicep close to the ear. Just apply a wee bit of body weight into the stretch by leaning forward and you'll find a squeeze. Gently drop that left arm out to the side. Pop the shoulder forward and feel the stretch running down the bicep. Guys, gently release. Okay, so we're just going to take that purple band down. We'll need it again later. So we just feed through and we just set that down on the floor. For now, we're going to grab a wee pink band and find a wee bit of external rotation of the shoulder. Don't worry, I'll get that done for you. Don't worry, that's fine, that's fine. There we go. Okay, so we have a pink band. We're going to wrap it around the rig about waist height. Feed through, and this time it's at the side of our rig. Okay. So around waist height. Yeah, perfect. That's great. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate a wee bit of external rotation. So you'll be hitting your rotator cuffs and a bit of the medial delt here. So we'll have the elbows into the rib cage. We want to step away from the rig until we feel just a wee bit of resistance, and then from there, you're going to try to drive the knuckles as far to the side of the rim as you can, whilst keeping the elbow in contact with the rib cage. You don't want to flare out here. You keep the elbow in contact with the rib cage, knuckle goes out to the side of the rim, you feel the squeeze, and then you reset that starting position. We're going to move through 10 reps. We'll do that now. So drive out, control back in. Drive out, control back in. Keep the hips square. Done. Okay, we'll switch sides. We'll repeat the exact same on the opposite side. So again, make sure that the band's not limp. You've got a wee bit of tension there through the band. First thing, the elbow goes to the rib cage, and then we're going to keep the elbow to the rib cage as we drive the knuckles out to the side of the rim. And again, we're just flowing through 10 reps. Done. Once completed, just let that band loose. We're going to go back in to the T-spine, the mid-back. So we're holding this stretch, so we'll need our bench for this. I'll demonstrate the movement first and then you can bring it in. So we're going to go elbows to the edge of your bench. From there, you're going to go head and chest below the line of the bench if possible. if you bring the right hand to the left shoulder and the left hand to the right shoulder, that's going to allow you to get the chest and the forehead closer to the floor. From there, you're going to feel that nice stretch to the mid-back and the lats, the side of your back as well, if you're getting low enough. Okay? You're going to keep the tailbone and the hips nice and high as you work the torso toward the floor. Okay, so again, start off, elbows to the edge of the bench, work to get the head and chest below the line of the bench, right hand to the back of the left shoulder, left hand to the back of the right shoulder, and holding that nice stretch for in and around 60 seconds. Just relax into it and enjoy that one. Okay, great stuff. Gently release that out. So you should have really felt that through the mid back and the lats, the side of your back there. So bring it up to the top position. We're going back to our external rotation. So the second and final set. So again, got to keep the elbow tight. You cannot afford to flare out. So engaging those muscles that help you with press and with the stability. Anytime the dumbbells are over the head, any press that you complete, you got to use these smaller muscle grips, and this is just helping you strengthen those muscles. Okay, so we have our band, elbows to the rib cage, knuckles out to the side of the room, and feel that squeeze. Much more of a squeeze than that burning feeling. Elbows tight, elbows tight. Just control those reps once you complete your 10. Just switch sides and not rushing. So again, elbow to the rib cage. Again, we must make sure that the band isn't limp, or you'll not get any resistance. You'll not find that stimulus that we're looking for. So step away. We get that biting point, and then we find the pressure, the squeeze through the shoulders as we drive the knuckle out to the side of the rim. So this is classed as external rotation of the shoulder. Great job, girls. So gently release that out. So our next stretch, we're going to lie flat on our bench for. Okay. So we'll lift the bench just in front of the rig. So it should be lined up just in front of the rig. If you want to move your mat out of the road, so just a wee bit of setup for this one. So again, just engaging these postural muscles, and then we'll start to work our way down the back and towards the glutes. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate two options for you, an easier option and a harder option. So the easier option, I'm going to move through 10 reps. So if you do decide to take the easier option, you just sit up and you're in this position. So it'll be a seated shoulder dislocate, the hand will be wide. So you bring the bar from the thighs to the lower back. Once the bar comes overhead, you go for the behind the neck press, and then reset that start position, and that's one rep. Okay, so for my second rep again, I bring to my lower back and over the head, touch the backs of the shoulders, and then to the thighs. So it's almost 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 movements. Okay, if you want to come from the advanced or the I'd say intermediate level with me, you're going to lie down. Okay, so you're in that prone position. If you want to go feet to the floor, that's fine. You're going to have the hands out in front of you. You're going to go for that dislocate, more of a squeeze to the shoulders. Then when you reset, a bigger contraction as you work the bar to the backs of the shoulders. You reset and go again. So lower back, directly over the backs of the shoulders, touch, and then reset. Okay, so maybe try this harder option first, and then if it's just too hard after 2 reps, we can just set ourselves up and go for the easier option. So just lie down, the head hanging over the edge of the bench. You can go your thighs on and fully extend the legs, or if it's more comfortable for you, you can touch the toes down. Okay, so the bar's out in front of you here, the arms nice and straight, so nearly the knuckles touching the floor there. From there, you're going to bring the bar to the lower back. Okay, we then go directly over the shoulders. We bring the bar to the shoulder line. We extend and control down. Okay, that's 1 rep. Okay, again, lower back, over the backs of the shoulders, touch down, extend away, and reset. You can almost rest in between those reps. Again, lower back, over the backs of the shoulders, touch the backs of the shoulders, press away, control down to the floor. Now we start to feel the heat. That's 3 reps gone for me. Lower back, over the backs of the shoulders, behind the squeeze, reset. That's 4. Again, if it gets too tight, just sit up and you'll not have as much pressure coming through in the behind the neck press. Just touch, press, control down. Touch, press, control down. We've got 4 more. This is the last time we're going to hit the backs of the shoulders today. 3 more. Touch, press, control down. 2 more. Touch, press, control down. Once more. Touch, press, control down. Well done. That's my 10. So you should feel a real heat through the backs of the shoulders there. Again, engaging those postural muscles. So if you feel you have like a weaker posture, all those exercises, the external rotation that you completed, the banded shoulder exercise, the movement we've just completed there, the dislocate to the press is going to help you pull those shoulders back, pull that chest proud. It's going to help you with any overhead movements that we have, just helping with the shoulder stabilizers. Now, we're going to move a lot lower on our back, more towards the lats. We're going to go to the quadratus lumborum stretch. I'm going to show you the 2 levels, the level that we've been working at, and a slightly hard, well, not harder, but just a different stimulus for us today. So we'll just create a space in front of your rig. So you'll want to move the bench just off to the side. So what I'll do is I'll demonstrate the easier option. I'll demonstrate the slightly, I'll say more complex option. And then if you're struggling, I want everyone to try this harder option. If you're struggling with that, you'll know where to go to come into the easier option. So I've got my mat out of the way, I've got my bench out of the way. So the quadratus lumborum stretch, first of all, the muscle connects the rib cage to the hips. It's a deep abdominal muscle that can be a cause of lower back issues. So we have previously stood side onto the rig. We've extended the foot closest to the rig. The foot furthest away goes to the base. And it's just this almost like this side bend position. That's the stretch we've been working on for the last couple of weeks. It's a great stretch you can do at home. Today we're going to be using our TRX. Okay, so again, we're going to stand side on. Okay, so the foot that is closest to the rig, the foot that's closest to the rig steps forward. The foot that's furthest away steps back. Now, the difference is here, we're going to start off by rotating the shoulders towards the rig itself. We're then going to slowly extend away. Okay, we push the hip towards the floor, and then from there you'll feel that stretch. If you relax, if you trust the TRX, if you relax, you'll feel that stretch. Now, and then if you want to do advance, you open out, you rotate round, and find that squeeze. Okay, you'd hold there for about 30 to 40 seconds, Now, if you can't get that stretch, you'll go back to the quadratus lumborum stretch at the rig. So again, you first of all square the shoulders off, you control yourself down, okay? From there, and once you're at full extension, you can start to feel a bit of a stretch. If you start to open out, if you bring the top shoulder around as far as you can and try and bring the bicep closest to the ear. Okay. If you're struggling with that, I'll show you the setup for the easier option. Okay, continue to work in that position. If it's just too hard for you, I think we're all struggling with that, girls. We'll exit out of that one. I think it's maybe like a couple of weeks down the line, everyone's like, shit, I can't get it. We'll go for this one. It's the exact same muscle group being worked here. But that's something I want you working towards, and we'll get there, It just allows us to get more of a side bend and a wee bit deeper into the stretch, but we'll go for this one. So we're side on to our rig. So the foot that's closest to the rig, if you step forward, foot that's furthest away, if you step it into the base, the hand comes over the top, bicep close to the ear, and then we extend out. So that's the position we were trying to work towards on the TRX. Just keep that hip out as far as you can. That's where you find the stretch. The further away you can get the hip from the rig, the more of your stretch you'll feel. Really, it almost feels like it's running up the side of the waist. And this is the rotation I was talking about with the TRX. So this top shoulder, if you try and reach it back to the person behind you, lovely stuff, release that out. We're going to switch sides. Exact same on the opposite side. So we're side onto our rig. Okay. The front, or the foot that's closest to the rig steps forward. The foot that's furthest away steps to the base. Okay. The furthest away arm comes over, and we're just bumping that hip out to the side. And then again, to deepen the stretch, the back of the top shoulder. If you reach it as far back as you can to open up that position. And again, play around with it. Play around with it. Look, you just go searching for that stretch. Well done, gently release that out. Now, the stronger you become in those, or the more often you do those positions, the stronger you become in them and the longer you can hold. I'm sure you're struggling to hold those positions. We ideally would like to hold for about 60 seconds with each of those stretches. So we're working almost the side of the back now. We've left the backs of the shoulders. We're going to need our purple band again. We're going to wrap it again up around the top, and this is going to be our banded lat stretch. Happy days still there. That's here, at least I'll get that for you. It's just there we are. There we go. Good stuff. Okay. So similar feeling, similar squeeze here. So we're going to go wrist in, thumbs up to the wall or the kettlebells. We'll wrap the palm round. Again, I'll show you the stretch first. So if the band is in the right hand, we go right knee down. Okay, and then we're just going to almost push the hips back to the heels, relax down into that stretch, and then to deepen the stretch, if the band is attached to the right arm, you're going to rotate to the left side of the room. Okay, so it's almost like you're bringing the side of your waist, your lat, toward the floor, okay, and you'll feel that deep stretch running down the side of your body. So I want you to think about driving your knuckles as far away from the body as you can. So push those knuckles as far away from the body as you can. If you're pulling against that band, you're going to be losing that stretch. So push the knuckles away from you, rotate round, and almost creating that side bend position similar to the stretch that we just completed off the rig. Great, slowly bring it to the top position. We'll go to the opposite side. So wrist on, thumbs up. Grasp on. So the opposite knee down. For me, it's the left knee. Okay, just let the knuckles creep forward. And letting the hips push back toward, or letting the hips push back towards the heels. So if the band is attached to the left arm, you're going to rotate to the right side of the room. Try not to make eye contact with you, Alison. Like, oh, hello. And knuckles forward, work for it, knuckles forward. Okay guys, release that out. Okay, so we're going to work now down into the glutes. So we're going to put our bench side on just in front of the rig. Today we're just going to only go one notch up. So you should only be able to see one hole. So just one notch up today. So if you take the weight off the head of the bench, the pin will come out a lot easier. So you pull the head of the bench up and then the pin will slide out. That'll do there, that's good, yeah. Okay, from there, we're gonna put the side of the foot. So you have a nice gap here at the base of your bench. So if you go side of the foot to the gap, outside of the shin, in contact with the incline, we're gonna adjust the back foot to a length that suits you, so just moving it away from that bench. And if you think about then bringing the back knee toward the floor to find a stretch. Yeah, and again, play around with the position of the back foot, whatever feels comfortable for you. Feel that? Yeah. Release that out. I'm going to switch sides. God, holding that position after the cardio there is freaking tough. Yeah. So you can walk around the other side, or you can spin the bench around. For the camera, I'm just going to spin it around. So again, side of the foot goes into the gap, outside of the shin goes to the incline. We control that back knee toward the floor. And if you collapse forward, bring the torso to the shin, you're going to feel much more of a squeeze through the glutes. So the flatter we have this bench, the more of a stretch you will feel. The greater the incline, the less external rotation you will have, and the more comfortable it will be for you. This is an advanced glute stretch when it's elevated like this. That's why we're just building our way down to that flat bench. We started off at 2 notches the first week. Might try the flat bench next week. Lovely stuff. Release that out. Okay, we can just put our bench off to the side for now. We're going to just go to a nice hip capsule stretch. No equipment needed for this one. So just stretching out the side of your hip here. Again, I'll demo first, and then when you're ready, you can bring it in. You'll be on all fours. You'll imagine yourself at the center of a clock face. You'll step the right leg to 8 o'clock. So creating that angle for yourself. Once the back toe is in contact with the floor, you think about just flossing that hip capsule out by moving the heel back and forth. So more of an angle you create for yourself with that back leg, the more of a stretch you'll feel. So again, play around with the position of the back foot. Try and go maybe a wee bit wider, see what that feels like. If it's too wide, just bring it back to that starting position you had. Just a small movement back and forth to the heel, and that should feel pretty nice. Okay, switching sides, same on the opposite side. So step that nice angle. So if you think of a clock face, the left foot stepping over the back of the right calf, and we're thinking about 4 o'clock. Lovely stuff. Right, release that out. So we're going to get our mat now and just center it to the rig. And we're going to need our kettlebell. So we've got our mat and our kettlebell. So this is a nice weighted hip stretch. So we've got 2 weighted hip stretches. These are a change of stimulus for us, allow us to get deeper in. We're going to go to a half kneeling position. We're going to have our right knee on the mat and our left foot off the mat. Okay? We have that front foot at a slight angle, so if you think about a 45-degree angle. We collect the kettlebell, the elbows to the rib cage and the arms long. From here, we're going to push the left knee as far forward as we can, and we're going to find that stretch. Once you're at your end range, you're just going to hold in that position for in and around 40 seconds. So front knee as far forward as you can, and the front foot is flat on the floor. Kettlebell stays off the floor if you can, and nice and tall. Now if you find it's too difficult to hold that static position, you release off and push back in, release off and push back in, whatever you prefer. Lovely, switching sides, left knee down, right foot out to the side. So that slight angle with the leading foot, go knee over the toe, and settle into that deep stretch. So it's like a hip and groin stretch. Okay, 10 seconds. It's a bit of a tough one, that release that out. Okay, so we're going to go to what's called a butterfly stretch. So we're going to stay in the hips for this one. Then we'll start to move into the hamstrings. So for this one, we're going to get 2 8 kg dumbbells. So at each station, you have your 8 kg dumbbells. You're going to collect them. Oh. So we're going to bring ourselves down. And we're going to push the mid back to the rig. So bring ourselves down, mid back to the rig. Okay, from there, you're going to slide the heels back towards the hips and bring the soles of the feet together. So you can see my heels are pretty close to my hips there. Okay, slide them right in as far as they can go. Okay, and that starts your butterfly position, and you got to make sure your back, you have something to rest against. Your back is pushed up against the rig. From there, you're going to lift the dumbbells up and set them on the insides of the knees. And you're going to feel that stretch straight away. It's nasty. It's nasty. It's like, it's kind of unexpected. Yeah, I was going to say 10. I'm glad I went for 8 now. I was going to say 10. Like you. Okay, and we'll work there for about 40 seconds. You feel like very zen in this, like a Buddhist or something in this. Yeah, again, some people, once they're in this butterfly stretch, choose to make it dynamic, just a wee pulse of the knees. You can lift up, control down, lift up, control down. I just prefer holding the position, but again, it's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. I don't know if I'm going to be able to straighten my legs after this, actually. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Release those dumbbells off. Oh. Extend your legs. So we're going to go now into the hamstring. So we're going to start in a high position, isolating one side. So we're going to need our purple band down for this one. Actually, we'll go blue band. We'll go blue. If you've got a blue at your rig, save you getting up on your tiptoes and getting that one down. So we can go pink band to the floor and then pop the blue band where the pink band was. Just throw that down to the floor. We're going to be using that for our next stretch. Yeah. And again, we'll wrap that round at hip height there for me. Hip height. So we did this stretch last week. So it's our banded pyramid stretch. Really nice stretch to isolate the hamstrings. Gives you a wee bit of glute stretch as well. So we've got it around hip height. We're going to step inside that band with our right leg. Inside the band with our right leg. So you want to face away from the rig, so you'll see. Yeah, I was thinking how you're going to get around there. It's like yeah. Right, so you have it nice and high, almost like it's giving you a wedgie, nice and high, just on the line of the hip there. You step yourself forward. You're going to leave that right leg behind. Now, I've stepped so far away from the rig, I can feel that band pulling me back. I almost have to resist against it to start. I have my left foot forward and the toes of the left foot are facing forward. The toes of my right foot are just turned out to the side again around that 45-degree angle. From here, I'm going to hinge forward from the hips. I'm going to reach the fingertips down toward the floor. Now initially you'll feel the stretch through the front leg. Now if you want more, if you can't feel the stretch of the back leg, step further away from the rig. So try your best not to resist against that band. Let that band pull you into the stretch. So you should feel a bit of a stretch through the inner thigh of the back leg. Keeping that front leg locked out. Okay, gently release it up to the top position. Whoa, some of us there snapping back there. Going to switch sides, same on the opposite side. Left leg going in. Okay, high up the inner thigh. Step yourself away until you feel the resistance, then you feel the band pulling you back. You turn the back foot on its side, toes of the front foot face forward. And that gentle hinge, reach the fingertips down, front leg locked out, relax the back leg, relax. Don't try and pull against that band, let the hips slide back to deepen the stretch of the front leg and find a bit of a stretch through the inner thigh and the back leg. Okay, straighten up that front leg if you can, especially there you go, just keep it there. Okay, guys, gently release up. Whoa, don't let that band snap you back too quickly. So we're going to step out of the blue band. We can just leave that band there for now. And we're going to go to our straddle stretch banded. So inner thighs and hamstrings. So we'll bring ourselves down to the seated position. We have our pink band. This one's courtesy of Mr. Chung, if he's watching. That's the other Jamie. So this one goes around your lower back. Okay. So we're going to collect one side of the band. So you got it around your lower back and collect one side of the band. Yeah. So you got one side. From there, you pull it forward. You wrap it around the halfway point of the foot. Okay. I'll show you that again. So we've got it round. We've got it round the lower. Blame Jamie. We'll blame Jamie. We've got it round. We got it around your lower back. Okay. We're going to pull forward slightly. So instead of holding like the two pink bands, just transfer. Hold one. See the way I'm going from there to there? Yeah? Okay, hook it round. Okay, and then hook it round. That's it, we're there, we've made it. Go on, Lisa, come on, you can do it. That's it, just pull it hard, and then once you're there, you can adjust that position. That's it. Yeah. Now make sure it's like on the halfway, if it's quite high up on the foot, so you don't want to like snap it back, yeah. Good, yeah. Yeah, okay. And from there, go wide with the feet. Okay. If you feel it slides down more towards the glutes, lift it up slightly toward the lower back. So we hinge forward, we reach for the soles of the feet and try and get the chest and the front of the shoulders as close to the floor as possible. Okay, so move the hands toward the left foot. Move the hands towards the right foot. Now bring the feet together. Hinge forward, reach for the toes, backs to the knees. Try and keep them in contact with the floor. Okay, gently release that out. Now this is the fun bit now. So if we bring the knee back, I would say, towards the chest, and then just unhook. There we go. Okay, so we've gradually worked our way down. We started right at the head with triceps, with our weight. And we then worked our way down, backs of the shoulders, mid-back, glutes, hips, hamstrings. We're going to go all the way down to the ankles now. So when we're performing a squat, if you struggle with ankle mobility, you'll find yourself falling forward from the hips. Dorsiflexion of the ankle is when the knees come over the toes. So if your ankle mobility is restricted, the knee won't fall over the toes, and that's when you'll start to fall forward from the hips and feel pressure to the lower back. So what we're going to do now, this blue band, we're going to lower it right down. We lower it right down, just as low as it can go. As low as it can go. We're going to step in with our right foot. For this one as well, if we grab the 10 kg kettlebell, it'll just allow us to deepen the stretch a wee bit. So just grab that 10 kg kettlebell as well. So we're stepping in with the right leg. We've got the 10 kg kettlebell. From there, you're going to go left knee down. Okay. You're going to step that right foot forward and bring the band to the shoelace. Bring the band to the shoelace. That's it. That's the one. So you want to create as much tension. Obviously, the further you can get the foot away, it's hard for you guys to get it to that position. But really, the further you can get the foot away, the more you're gonna feel the squeeze to the ankle. So you got the bands around the shoelace, yes. So we're just gonna sit the hips down onto the heel. The knee is in line with the back heel of the front foot. We're gonna go kettlebell on the knee itself. Kettlebell resting on top of the thigh. Okay, and then from there, you're thinking about getting this front knee right over the toes. Heel stays flat on the floor. So I'm almost resting my chest on top of that kettlebell and get my knee as far forward as I can, and I can feel that deep squeeze through the ankle. Got that, Alice? Yeah? Running up the calf? Yeah. And again, feel free, just move forward and back. Just searching for that stretch. And it's much more of a squeeze. Like it'll feel like you got to keep that heel down. Heel must stay down. You might feel a bit of a stretch in the calf as well. Okay, we can release that out. Just set the kettlebell off to the side. Bring that up to the standing position. And we're going to step in with our left foot. That's one thing we missed out, actually, the calves. So we step as far forward as we can. Slide that band down to the shoelace. Once you're satisfied that you're far enough away from the rig and you can feel the band pulling you back, and then you got the band on the shoelace, we go kettlebell to the thigh. You can almost hug that kettlebell. The back knee is close to the heel of the front foot, and then just the knee as far forward as you can. Put as much weight down on that leading leg as you can, and we find that squeeze. So for a lot of your movements in the gym and outside of the gym, ankle mobility is so important. If you struggle with ankle mobility, that could lead to knee problems. Really, the main thing this will help us with is our back squats.
think you could be in bed hugging a hot water bottle now instead of a cold metal kettlebell.
Yeah, release that out. We missed the calves there, so we're just going to finish off with the calf stretch. And this is a stretch, if you ever find yourself getting cramp in a workout, this is the stretch you'll bring yourself into. So we'll stand inside our rig for this one. So inside our rig, so you get a wee bit of dorsiflexion in the ankle as well, so you'll get the ankles with this one. So we're going to wedge the toe up against the rig and get the heel as close as you can. So if I was to go there, I'm not going to feel much of a stretch. I try and get the heel as close as I can to the rig itself. From there, I'm going to bring the shoulder, the front of the shoulder, toward the rig. I'm going to pull myself in, and that's, for me, that's a really deep calf stretch there. And you're going to hold that position for about 30 seconds. If it feels like too tight for you, you can release it off and then go back in when you're ready. So it's a great calf stretch if you ever do get cramp. And a lot of these stretches, as I say, we've got a video of all these stretches, so if you want to check out the Facebook page, if you enjoyed any of them, like the butterfly stretch is good, to open out the hips. What other, that banded stretch was nice there with the hamstrings. Just any of the ones you enjoyed, and feel free to look it up and bring them in, even if you're a wee bit early into your program sessions. All these movements that we completed will complement the weighted exercises that we work through within the program. Okay, we're going to release that out and switch sides. The last stretch, you can get the heel as close as you can, toes up, and pull yourself in. This stretch might come in handy if you're out in the club and you're dancing in your high heels. You could go into the bathroom and just perform this wee calf stretch to release it. Can you imagine walking into the bathroom? Well done, girls, well done. Release that out. Okay, so that's us at the end of our stretch class. As I say, if you enjoyed any stretches, watch the wee video and you can look back and see what you completed there. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Yeah, have a great night, and I'll see you in your next session. Well done, girls. Thank you.